fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Izuku Midoriya and Robert Reynolds. These two men with the powers of gods. They faced off against one another, and the world did watch this battle. A human man versus a mutant. Who would win? And people did watch as Midoriya, he ended the sentry's life with the simple movement of an arm. As Midoriya, he did then go back to the Hellfire Club with Rogue in tow. And he went to go clean up after the battle. As we do have Midoriya, who he's cleaned the blood off of his hands, and he's gotten the dirt and debris out of his hair, eyes, and skin. As Midoriya, he does just go to sit down somewhere, and he does wave his hand to clean off his clothes. As you do have Rogue who does come walking up behind him. Midoriya, he does feel Rogue grab him by his back and ask him if he's alright. yeah, I am. It's just Roberts, that fight. I keep thinking about it. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I'm sure. Now, you do actually have someone who does come walking up to the door, as they do go to knock. However, they hear the conversation. What about you, though? Are you fine? Yeah, Midoriya, Izuku, I'm okay. It's just... it's all crazy, you know? Yeah, I'm aware. I didn't think I could beat him, though. Especially not like that. I stopped thinking for a minute. Really? That's bad. Yeah, I know. It's strange, though. The only time I can stop thinking is whenever my head is in a battle like that one. Remember back on Sakar? It happened to me once, it happened to you. It happened to Hulk. I miss him. He was like a dad, kinda. Or a big brother. Now, that life just seems so far away from me. Now, Rogue, she would just tell Midoriya that everything's gonna be okay. As she would actually go to get up and sit down on Midoriya's lap, as he is on the edge of the bed. You know, things, they're not gonna get easier right now. Especially with everything going on. Besides, Hulk, yeah, he's gone. But we're still here. Yeah, I still have you. And I guess that's what matters, right? Yeah. I still can't believe you did it, though. After what they did. I still don't forgive them, but they saved my life. I know. I've had enough time, but you haven't. Yeah. Do you still think about it? our time on Sakar. Do you? Yeah, every day. The quiet life, the battling the monsters, simple things. We didn't have to worry about much there, ironically. Every opponent we faced, it was clear who they were. It was always so simple to see who the enemy was. However, this is home, remember? The stakes here are higher. We don't just know who the enemies are. Sometimes it's each other. And it doesn't make it any better. We take down one enemy, more will rise. It sucks. But how has everything been at the mansion? What do we say? Now, the person who's sneaking up on them or spying on them does actually go to creak open the door. As Midoriya, he does listen to what Rogue has to say. Her talking about how back at the mansion, a lot of things are happening. And that these events have occurred. Now, Midoriya, he would just look at Rogue shocked, as she would explain former mutants being killed, and that Midoriya's sister, she almost went ballistic. Now, she talks about how Irma and her sisters helped to stop that. Oh, thank God. I don't know if she can handle that. The first time I killed somebody, it was whenever Doom controlled me. However, the day I murdered Jean, I still think about that. I murdered one of her own kind. And it didn't make it any better. Now, Midoriya, he would wrap his arms around Jean, and she would just make sure that he stays calm. Midoriya talking about how he's had an idea before, but he doesn't know if it would work. What is it? I can do things I've done before. Some of my powers are amped to new extremes. There was this one time that I forgot to water a plant in my apartment, and I reverse staged it, or brought it back. And I had a thought, but it just seemed so wrong. Midoriya, you don't mean what I think you mean, do you? Yeah, I do. I may have not liked them. Some of them. I have hatred for a lot of them. But there's some people I think I can bring back. However, I don't want them to come back wrong. I don't want their names to be dragged through the dirt by something that isn't them, but has their appearance. And, well, I thought about starting with a mutant. Now, Rogue just looked at Midoriya, her grabbing him by his face and bringing him to eye level with her. Rogue telling him that if he can bring people back, that could be good. You're not gonna talk me out of it? Why would I? Listen, if there's a chance you can start bringing people back, we can find Hulk, find Kyra, and maybe we could. No, I don't think that would work. Damn it! Now, Rogue would just go to get off of Midoriya and stand up, as she does get angry enough to turn her arm into metal and punch into the wall. Now, Midoriya and her do continue on with their conversation, as the person spying on them does go to walk away. Now, they would go back to report on what they saw As Onslaught, he does hear about this piece of information. And he does consider it. Midoriya being able to bring back dead mutants. That would increase their population's number, along with help the Brotherhood, if he's able to talk them into it. Even then, he'd at least have some undead servants on his side. Now, with that happening, Midoriya, he is eventually summoned by Onslaught, as it is about 12 hours later, and Midoriya and Rogue are lying in bed. Midoriya getting a knock on his door as he does go to bring his hand up and wave on a set of clothes. Him then getting up onto his feet and walking over, opening the door to see Charles, who he does just stand there. Do you have a minute to talk? Yes, I do. Really? You and your acquaintance there. You are on the same side, correct? She came to save my ass. That's all the proof you need. Of course. Well, now I can tell you another part of the plan. Franklin Richards has already been taken care of, and very soon we can put it into motion. I do hope you understand that I won't reveal all the cards on the table. However, I do need you to hunt down another powerful mutant. Really? Yes, in fact, I believe he will be at the X Manor. You need to take him down and bring him to me. Only then will the plan be properly executed. Alright, I just feel like you're making me do the heavy lifting now. Well, perhaps. However, it does make it a bit easier on me. Besides, I'm currently looking into something else. I do hope you understand. Alright. Now, Midoriya, he would be told about who he's hunting down. He's hunting down a version of Cable. Now, Midoriya, he doesn't know who this guy is. However, he does try to explain. Nathan Gray, or Nathan Summers, if you want to be specific. He is the son of Cyclops and Jean Grey. A version of him from the future has been infected with a techno-organic virus, and he was stunned to never reach his full potential, because he's constantly fighting off what is trying to take him over. However, this Nathan Summers that Midoriya is being sent after has no such weakness. His powers are essentially without safeguard, and he is dangerous as hell. Now, Midoriya would ask how dangerous, to which Onslaught would just state that if he goes after him right now, then most likely he would have some trouble, or at least a measure of it. Ow. I just bit my tongue. Anyways, now, Onslaught would explain further. With what he's already done with Franklin, he would be unstable in his fight, so Midoriya, he has to take him on. Now, Midoriya would hear about this, as he does think about it. Unstable? Really? Okay, so this guy. If my telepathic abilities aren't strong to take him on, or his are on the same level as mine, would you... No, I cannot. Both of us could easily overpower him. However, we do have a problem. Other X-Men within the surrounding area. That's all you had to say. I could make a phone call. I know some people who were on my side back then. Back when? Whenever I was thrown in the Phantom Zone. You do know who Stedford is, right? All five? Correct. Now, if I am able to convince them, then would we be able to take him down? You certainly could. His energy projection can match yours. And if I'm correct, he's just as powerful as the Phoenix. What? Yes. That's why he's dangerous. Okay, so he's an actual threat. Yes. Along with that, your mission, I'll send you out alone. If you are able to convince the Stedfords from afar, then perhaps me and you will be able to do this. Now, you have my full trust, Izuku Midoriya, is that clear? Bring me back Nathan Summers alive. Alright, I will. Now, Midoriya does go to walk away, as you do actually have Mystique who does watch Midoriya leave. And she does think about what she heard Midoriya and Rogue talk about. Now, she would actually go to talk with her daughter. As Midoriya, he does quickly fly away. And he does actually stop outside, or at least stop a state away from the Xavier Mansion. Midoriya actually radioing into the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. about what he does currently know. Now, them hearing all this information, yeah, it all sounds fucked. Nathan Gray does have a part to play in this. And when this does happen, they want to know what is going down. Now, the X-Men, they are reluctant to release Nathan Gray to Midoriya. However, Midoriya, he would explain his plan. He is going to show up and have a battle. And in doing so, him, the Stefford sisters, and Nathan, they can all try to take on Onslaught then. They can incapacitate him for right now and turn back on his mind when they do arrive in front of Onslaught. So, all he needs is the Stefford sisters to, once he does arrive, to turn on the X-Men. Now, the X-Men are surprised by this plan. And the Avengers, yeah. They don't really have much of a choice, since they're currently trying to find a way to take down Onslaught and save, quote-unquote, Charles. Now, we do have Midoriya, who, as humans are booing and screaming for the mutants to die or leave the planet or the country, you do have Midoriya, who does just yell enough in a booming voice, as you have the regular humans. All of them who do look up towards the sky. Adds, you do have the darkness that outshines the sun. As Midoriya, he does come floating down. People all around looking at him, and some straight up screaming and running away. As they do drop signs. Now, Midoriya, he does just stand there in front of the gate, and his eyes do go down towards the ground, as he does go to look past where he is standing. And he does see it. The burn marks on the concrete and in the streets. This is where the vehicles were. His clairvoyance is telling him about what happened, and it's giving him a picture of it. It makes him angry, but he can't go back that way. He has to do the right thing. He can save reality and prove that they're not the bad guys. Now, Midoriya, he does directly walk through the fence, and the Sentinels, they're put on high alert because of Izuku Midoriya, and alarms within the manor are all tripped. As you do have somebody who did call in about Izuku Midoriya being spotted at the X-Mansion, as heroes are being sent that way. And Midoriya, he does know about this part. Now, with all that being said, Midoriya, he does tell his Stepford sisters to commence the plan. As many different mutants, they all have their minds shut down. As the ones who do fight against Midoriya do come running outside. And the Stepford sisters, they are locked in a psychic battle with Nathan. Now, Emma Frost, she does have her mind turned off. And a lot of other mutants do. As Jean Grey, she was taken down. Physically, not telepathically. Now, the 5 are using Cerebro to battle Nathan. And they do need to be careful. Nathan is aware that he does have to hold back for the battle. And the Stepford sisters, they are trying to make it look good. If they overload Cerebro in this battle, Onslaught will know about it. And Midoriya, he does just battle the X-Men who do remain. Midoriya facing off against Laura. Midoriya being able to quickly just take her down with a single punch. Now, Midoriya, he punches her hard. And he does send her flying. As she just goes into the distance. Now, Midoriya, he does take down Old Man Logan by simply just blasting him with energy, and then just grabbing him with telekinesis and flinging him high enough into the air. Now, Midoriya, he does then take on Magic and Iceman. Now, Iceman does quickly try to change the molecules around Midoriya. However, Midoriya, he does just bring up his hand and create a metal box around Iceman's head that he will not be able to break. Now, Iceman, he does slowly begin to suffocate. And it's only after he does drop down onto his knees and he does go to fall forward as Midoriya release his creation. Or at least punch a hole in it. Magic, she is there. Her trying to rush Midoriya with a sword. As Midoriya is just dodging away at it and barely even doing anything. Before she does go to bring it upwards and proclaim that she's going to avenge her brother. As she does go to try and stab downwards into Midoriya's chest. Now, Midoriya, he does just stand there. As the blade does punch directly into Midoriya's shoulder. And Midoriya, he does actually wince in pain. Not expecting it to actually hurt him. Now, Magic would look on. And she does just stare at Midoriya, telling him that she is going to kill him. She's going to make sure she avenges her brother. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry for what? That I killed him. Now, her eyes do widen, as she does just grit her teeth together. Now, she does go to bring up her hand and go to create something else. As you do have Yui Midoriya, who she does pull Magic backwards, as Midoriya, he did actually go to throw a tendril up in that direction. The wound Midoriya would have given her would not have fatally injured her. However, Magic, she was caught off guard seeing that. Now, she thought that Midoriya was just trying to distract her, as she would just tell Yui to not do that again. Please, he would have killed you. Yui. Hi. Hey. Stand down. You can't beat me. I know. However, she does say bring your hands up, talking about how she's going to fight, and she won't let him kill anyone. I'm not here to kill. Capture, maybe. But not kill. Midoriya is stepping forwards. As you do actually have Inko. She is freaking out. The Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. did alert her to this happening. Midoriya is faking through this plan. However, he's too convincing. Midoriya is scaring people. And he's even scared Inko, as she has watched both of her children walk towards one another. Yui is just throwing blasts of energy and colliding them with Midoriya, as they all just bounce off of his clothing. And Midoriya, he does just step directly in front of his sister, as he does go to bring his hand down, and he does go to put one finger on her head, as her mind does shut down. Now, Midoriya, he would actually just grab her as she does begin to fall. Midoriya then laying her down onto the ground, before just looking down at her. And he does just lament on everything. He knows what she has seen. Now, Midoriya just turned to magic, as she does talk about how it's a one-on-one battle now, and that she knows she can hurt him. Now, Midoriya, he does just snap his fingers, and restraints are created around her legs, as she does go to try and break them. Her trying to rip them apart before trying to stab down and do it with magic, and discovering that the restraints, they do superheat. And she does ask Midoriya what this is, as Midoriya would just bring his hands up and create restraints binding her arms together. As Midoriya, he doesn't have the restraints on her legs move together as one. Now, she does lose her balance and fall forwards, and she does just try to get back up with her hands which are together. Now, Midoriya, he would just walk forwards, and he does bend down on his knees and look directly at eye level with magic. Listen, Magic, I'm not here to kill you. I just need Summers. Of course you do. What else are you planning? Now, she just does scream out murderer. As Midoriya, he does look at her. And he would just bring, his hand up and grab her by her hair, as he does pull her forwards and whisper something into her ear, before he does just go to snap his fingers once again. Now, she does then fall forwards, as Midoriya, he does go to walk towards the Xavier Institute. Now, the world is watching this, and you actually do have Inko. She did breathe somewhat of a sigh of relief. Midoriya, he didn't hurt his sister. However, what did he say to that girl? Now, Midoriya, he does walk into the Xavier Mansion and take out the remaining forces that are still awake. As we do have Midoriya, who does walk up to Nathan Gray. Him standing there in the middle of the kitchen, with his hands on the counter. Midoriya remembering all of the memories he had of this place, before he does walk up behind Nathan Gray, bring his hands up onto his head, and shut down his brain, as Cerebro does begin to short circuits. Midoriya telling Nathan that he's got it from here. Now, Nathan does fall backwards into Midoriya's arms, as he is drooling. As the 5 Stepford Cuckoos, they do come up and meet Midoriya in the kitchen, to which he does look at them all and explain the plan. Now, he does talk about how he needs to hide their identities, so a wardrobe change is in order. Midoriya is snapping his fingers, as their identical sets of clothing all do shift black, and they all do begin to see gauntlets form on their arms, along with helmets beginning to form around their head. Now, there is a black piece of glass directly in front of each one of their faces, as it will help to shield who they are. Midoriya telling them that they're already far too involved, and if the world does know their identities, then they'll get even more bad karma. Now, Midoriya, he does go to walk away, as he does head outside into the courtyard, where the cemetery would be located. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, he does then, after doing something, head away and show back up with Nathan Gray in hand. Now, Onslaught is ecstatic, along with discovering that there are more telepaths on their side. Now, we do actually cut to Yui Midoriya, who she does wake up on the lawn. Her going to sit up and look around, as you do have Magic, who does lay there without her restraints. Now, Yui does get up and go to run over to Magic to see if she's okay. Her trying to shake her awake before she does go to look inside of her mind. And Magic does jump up and awake, asking about how. Hey, are you okay? You get off me. Her pushing Yui away, as she does go to stand up and run towards the mansion. Now, Yui does follow behind, as she does want to make sure everyone's alright. Now, people do head inside, as they begin to try and wake up all of the telepaths and everyone who still does remain. Now, this is where Magic she's looking around, and she's trying to find where is he, as she does go bursting straight through a door, not even bothering to open it, as she does run into the courtyard. And she does fall on her knees, as there's a man sitting down on a bench, and he does bring his hand up to see as a butterfly does land on it. Now, she does get back up and run over, as Colossus is sitting there. Now, this does come as a surprise, as we will leave off of there. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing night. Catch you guys in the next part.